Hello, people. Welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. I'm early. Start as you mean to go on. Happy New Year, January the 1st of 2023. And of course, January the 1st is a big pivotal date in the footballing calendar. Why is that? Because, of course, the January transfer window is now open. And Leeds, for me, need to be very, very busy. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the latest acquisition because it's signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours. Maximiliano Wober is officially a Leeds United player. I know there's nothing official yet from the football club, but it's done. Yeah, here we go. Settings by Fabrizio Romano. Maximiliano Wober will be a Leeds player. We're going to be talking about other potential incomings to help bolster Jesse Marsh's squad and potentially some outgoings as well. I don't think we could do with really losing anyone, but listen, some want game time, some aren't getting enough game time, so you can sort of understand it. So we're just going to have a look at it all on this January the 1st video. So if you haven't already, please smash a like. As you can see, I'm very, very tired, so I'll try and be a little bit more upbeat, but I'm tired. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, get your comments in, and of course, hit that notification bell. And let's get into it.
I don't think I do it.
Arsenal started like a house on fire. Signing number 2 for this new era. It's Judgment Day, people. Yeah! What did your boy tell you? It was never in doubt. Never in doubt. Don't believe in any luck. I believe I'm self-made, yeah. Yes, best believe I'm self-made, the hardest working, the self-proclaimed, I may add, hardest working man in the YouTube game. Joshua Porritt, as he says, we need to get Joe to 17k. We're less than 100 people away now, right? We set the target of 20k. It didn't happen. It's all good, right? 17k would still be an amazing number and a great way to start 2023 if we were to hit that in the next few weeks. So make sure you do that. Happy New Year, Dave. Happy New Year to Danny, to Lisa, to Jordan, to Darren, to Sherna, all you regulars, Vivi in the house as well, Jay Smith. Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, guys, girls, and anything in between. I'm good, Mike. Thanks for being here. Happy New Year. I'll do that again. Happy New Year to you. I am doing well. Big up to Liberty as well. Chicken nuggets. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Cooper has to be dropped on the back of what was a fantastic performance. Start as we mean to go on, Scott. Start as we mean to go on. Paul says, without that scream, you'd be at 20k. Paul, have a day off. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year, Kev. Happy New Year, Scarlett, Sham, and anyone else who's going to come in late. Happy New Year to each and every one of you. So, breaking news, if you like, then Fabrizio Romano, give it the signed, sealed, delivered settings. I'm yours earlier on to confirm that Maximiliano Wober is officially a Leeds United player. I'm going to share that tweet with you now. I'm going to be doing a lot of sharing screenage today for you, okay? So you can see here, I will zoom in that. When Fabrizio Romano gives it the here we go, like it's done, right? It's done. So Leeds are closing in on the deal to sign Wober from RB Salzburg. Here we go. Agreement in place on both player and club side. Exclusive news confirmed. Understand paperworks are being prepared. Final fee will be in excess of 12 million euros. So it's good to get a signing in. It's good to get someone in, at the earliest opportunity, really, for me personally, because we do need additions. I think he's coming in as a left back. What does that mean then for Leeds United in terms of where's he going to feature? Who's he going to play in ahead of? You would imagine he comes straight in for Strauch. But what does that mean then for Pascal? Because for me, you can't really drop Pascal. So I think Wober is going to have to fight for his place, first of all. I know every man and woman and their dog and cat is going to say, well, he's got to play left centre-back. But I don't think it happens anytime soon. I did think that Cooper might have been dropped for his part in the howler at City. However, he's capped him. He kept his place in the side. And you've got to agree that both him and Koch were great yesterday. The performance overall, especially going forward, was woeful. Someone tried to tell me in my YouTube comments that we did have attacking threat. We did not, and I stand by that point. We are literally Burnley 2.0 at this point. Like, I know I bemoan, you know, the style of play we're playing, and people say, oh, well, why would you want, you know, someone like a Dyche? And I'm not saying I do, but is it too dissimilar from Dyche ball is what I'm trying to make the point of. Like, at the minute, it's shocking. We have to have a better performance against, oh, it looks like my Wi-Fi's dropped there. Just bear with us 1 sec. It must be my connection here. It's because I've moved my laptop, probably. Bear with us 1 minute. If it has gone all fuzzy, it will sort itself out. There we go. I think we're sorted. I think we're on the way back. That never happens because it's wired. So as I've moved my laptop, I think it's I think it's come out a little bit. So yeah. So Wober is in, right? Maximiliano Wober is in the door. So look, he is a centre-back, right? We've been through this many a time. I'm going to share with you some of his details from SofaScore for anyone that has missed, you know, the updates we've done on him up to this point. So I'm just going to quickly share my screen with you now so you can have a look at Maximiliano Wober. So this is him on SofaScore. SofaScore's got a wealth of information, if you like. You can see here, so this is this season, right? So this season, in the Austrian Bundesliga, 22-23, you can see he's played predominantly on the left-hand side. Okay, there has been previous seasons where maybe he's played in a more central role, but has always played off that left. So what it is going to do is provide competition for both Struijk and Cooper, whichever way you look at it. I think it's a good acquisition in that, of course, he is the captain as well of RB Salzburg. So that's decent. Like I say, he's played in the Champions League as well. You can see the Champions League performances this season have all come at left back, previously more in a central role, but you can see he just operates off that left-hand side. There's actually some video footage. If we look at the Nations League as well, World Cup, World Championship qualification, so he'd have played, sorry, just bear with me 1 second, let me get this. This is from last season. So this is for Austria, of course, because he's an Austrian international. You can see he plays at left back for Austria as well. So I think a lot of people who were maybe a little bit frustrated, obviously he's played for Sevilla as well back in 18-19, right? He spent some time at Sevilla as well. And if you look at his positions there, again, he's definitely been playing at left back for his time in La Liga. So for me, yes, he may also play at centre-back, but has played a hell of a lot of his career at left-back. This isn't just this season that some people might be telling you. He has played there quite a few times. You can see as well, he's actually played for a host of decent clubs, starting out at Rapid Vienna. Just here, look, you can see where my mouse is operating. Moved to Ajax for 7.5 million, then was loaned out to Sevilla. That deal was made permanent. And then that same season, he moved on to Salzburg. For whatever reason, it obviously didn't work out at Sevilla. I think he played around about 7 times there. But for anyone who's concerned, potentially that Wober, you know, is a centre-back, I think he can adequately play both positions. There's actually a video as well, if you take a look at some of the BT stuff, there's a video of him. He played against Chelsea, Salzburg this season, and actually got himself an assist. And the assist is something really, really nice, something to behold, something that Pascal Struijk doesn't have in his locker. For me, I like Pascal, but how many times on several occasions, especially in the early parts of the season, when he's picked it up in them dangerous areas that fullbacks do, you're expected a ball to be whipped in, and it doesn't come from Pascal because he doesn't really have that in his locker, right? So that's bringing Wober in, who has that in his locker, can only be a positive as well. What I'm going to do, just check FB Ref as well, just to see if there is any comparable players. It's normally only in Europe's top 5 leagues that we get to see that. It is unfortunately. But like I said, this season, 1 goal, 2 assists, has played 15 times this season for RB Salzburg. He's had, I mean, I'll share this with you so you can see what I can see. So you can see here he's obviously won a few trophies as well. Obviously, Ajax, he only played 8 times in the Eredivisie, but was still part of a team that won the top division in Holland. And then obviously RB Salzburg, they're going to win it every season. But what I will say, when you have come through that Red Bull network, somewhere along them lines, you will have played with a host of top players, right? He's the captain of RB Salzburg as well, so it's quite a coup, really, for us to be able to pull their captain away. It's going to be interesting where he slots in. I think he's been brought in as a left back. What does that then mean for Strauch, though, right? This is what I'm saying. I want to know from you folks. Like, I know, though, I already know the answer. Everyone's going to say, drop Cooper. That's all you're going to say, right? Drop Cooper, drop Cooper, drop Cooper. I'm not sure I agree with that, personally. But, yeah, I guess that's going to be the general consensus amongst much of the fan base. Like when Wober comes in, I can guarantee when he isn't starting, people will be going wild. They'll be going wild, but we'll see. We'll see. I think it's a good acquisition. It's an area of the pitch that we need. Like Kev says here, depth is all it means. I think hopefully he gives us something in terms of coming into the first team, I would hope. But key point there from Kev, sell Firpo. Like for me, I would. Like if we go on Capology, again, everyone always questions this, and maybe Kev might be able to give us a bit of help with this just to see if it looks comparable to the Liverpool salaries. But I'm going to share this with you anyway. So Capology is a site that FB Ref use. Sorry, let me just remove Kev's comment. Capology is a site that FB Ref use to show the wages, and they can tell if they've been verified or not. Now, if we were to look at Leeds United, our current salary, let's have a look. So the ones that have ticks next to them are verified in effect, okay? So green checkmark indicates a player's salary has been verified. So you can see here there, like Rodrigo, top earner, 100 grand a week. Firpo is mooted. Again, there's no guarantees, but mooted to be on around about 60 grand a week. So I dare say Maximiliano Wober will be nowhere near that for me. I think this is another reason that the Leeds United are operating and getting in contact with players maybe that have played with Jesse, but also at football. Like the players that are coming in, Tyler Adams, are not demanding big wages. They're not demanding big wages, right? Like Aronson, Rasmus, they're not demanding big wages. So I'd imagine Wober's on around, these amounts here, 40 maybe, 45. But someone like Junior Firpo, I believe, I've heard it said 70 before, but let's say, that's not verified. It is a guesstimate, if you like. But let's say he's on about 60K. We can do better with that money. So if we were, to get rid, like that's quite a lot of money off the wage packet, right? Like I think Dan James, although I'm not sure he'll show on here now with him being at Fulham. Let's see if there's anything on the Fulham. One sec, I'll have to make that big again. Let's go to Fulham. Just see if Dan James pops on there, because I know that was one of the main reasons why we loaned out Dan James, to help facilitate a move for another player. Yeah, 50k a week, which I thought was right anyway. So like he's on 50k now. Obviously that money or savings would have been there to maybe facilitate a move for Bamba Dieng or whoever it was at the time. So that's money off your wage bill. You know what I mean? That's an extra, like it says here, gross salary, 2.5 million off your wage bill. So if you were to take Firpo off that as well, I would advocate selling him, but I don't know if anyone's going to buy him, right? I don't know if anyone's actually going to buy Junior Firpo. But yeah, look, Maximiliano Wober comes in. Yes, exactly, Kev. That's the main thing, isn't it? And I think Kev made another great point here as well about Jesse may look to, adopt to a back three formation as well, which enables him to do that, right? Play Maximiliano, Wober, maybe Coops in the middle and Koch on the right centre-back position potentially. I think it's definitely a decent acquisition and one that I'm definitely on board with because it's a position that Leeds United need to fill. Now, what I was doing, I don't know if you've seen, obviously, Graeme Smith at the YEP. He's funny, Graeme Smith. Like, I do like him. He did a Q&A the other day, just on around transfers, and he was asked about Maximiliano Wober, and he said at that point, we were looking at him further down the road than what a lot of us thought at the time. And, that's proved to be the case because, like I say, Wober looks like he's coming. I expect it to be announced during the week. So that's one positive. I think the difficult thing for Leeds fans to take, though, right, which I will throw out there, is this could be done by January the 7th. That means there's another like 3.5 weeks for us to be like, where's the next one? Where's the next one? And I'm not too sure if we're going to get a next one. Do you think we will get a next one? What I want you to do as well, folks, just while I move on to the next point, please do smash a like on this video for me. The more likes we get, the more views we get, the more views we get, the more subs we get, etc. There's only 85 likes on it at the minute. So please do smash a like on the video for me. It'd be great if you could do that. So just some of the key talking points on Graeme Smith's Q&A. He was asked specifically, like, what business do you see Leeds United doing in January? And he said, all talk's been about striker and left back. Pascal's done well at left back this season. Those needs remain the most pressing for the side. It was obvious again in the Manchester City game that a centre forward is badly required. Pinning any hope to Patrick Bamford's ability to play regular football, never mind his ability to score goals, would be folly given the nightmarish time of he's had since that magnificent first season in the top flight with Leeds. And this is the point I was making yesterday. Like, we all can have a go at Rodrigo, and I do question Rodrigo, but yesterday he was devoid of any service. But also, he's not the right profile of striker that when Leeds United are trying to get out, he's not able to hold it up and bring others into play. And I'm sorry to have to say this again to you, because I know you get frustrated, but his face is on the thumbnail, and I can already see in the comments people agreeing and disagreeing. But one striker that fits that bill for me is Che Adams. Che Adams fits that bill. And I can already see you typing on your screens now going, no, we need this, we need that. But it's a realistic signing. And Graeme Smith actually touches on it in the article when asked the question. And I'm going to go to that now and just share it with you. There was a lot of stuff in there about Cody Gakpo, what's going on with Harrison. We'll touch on that in a little bit as well. Obviously, Harrison. Dolberg's a shout. I would like Dolberg. Yeah, I do like Dolberg. Someone mentioned Breland Bolo would take him, but he's not leaving Monaco to come to Leeds. This is the point. I think Phil Hay said that was doable, but I didn't think it would be to get Dolberg from not Dolberg, sorry, to get Mbolo from Monaco. I don't see that. So let's have a look what he's saying here. I'm just trying to find it where I read it. Right, okay. So he was asked this question. I'll share my screen with you so you can see it as well. So let me make this bigger here. What player do you realistically sign for Leeds right now? And Graeme Smith's answer was this. It might not get some hearts racing. It might lead to cries of lack of ambition from some. But if you're going for pure realism, then why not Che Adams? He's always felt like one you could see happening, which is probably why his name will still be linked with the club when he's 39. Bit tongue-in-cheek there. They really wanted him badly previously, and he's still only 26. And with a load of Premier League experience. And I think he would be perfect for us. I think he would be perfect. People are expecting an absolute killer to come in. I know there's other YouTubers that will be on that. There's also fans that will be on that. And I can imagine the signing of Che Adams would just meet with absolute, like, what are we? But we have to be realistic for me about what we are. Like, again, no. Ben Brayton Diaz keeps getting linked. And for whatever reason, Leeds United fans would rather Ben Brayton Diaz than Che Adams. Ben Brayton Diaz has no experience in the top flight. There is a reason he's still at Blackburn. There is a reason no Premier League club has pushed the button on Ben Brayton Diaz. I dare say, had he have not gone and played for Chile and added Diaz to his name, no one would be even bothering, right? Genuinely, I just want to say a shout out John McEvans and I don't know, I've got that right, for becoming a YouTube member. So thank you for that. Che Adams would work, right? I think it's a very, very, Connor also likes Che. Me and Connor spoke about Che. It makes sense. It makes sense. I'd be fine if we got Che. Who's higher though, Michael? Who's higher? Who's higher? Honestly, Che Adams would add so much to Leeds United. I'm telling you now, he would. Because he would be able to hold up the ball. He's good technically. Okay, his finishing leaves a lot to be desired at times. But ultimately, that's why he's not a top player. Because players that can do what he can do and also score goals are not easy to come by. Do you know what I mean? They're not easy to come by. And he'll continue to be linked to Leeds United. And there's a reason Leeds United like him. According to Capology as well, right? Let's have a look at this. Just bear with us 1 second. I'm gonna share my screen again, right? And this is something you have to factor in, Leeds United fans, right? This is something we have to think about. And Owen's bang on the money as well. Like, we have to sometimes take a step back and say what's really realistic for Leeds United, right? So if we have a look at Southampton and we look for Che. What year am I on there? Oh, I've gone on renewal date. We don't want renewal date. We want salaries. Sorry. I should just load up now. Let's have a look. Right. Where's Che? Scottish, isn't he? So 30 grand a week. Oh, you can't see it because I'm in the way. Sorry. Bear with us 1 sec. So Che Adams is here, right? He's on £30,000 a week. So that's not going to break the bank. What are we going to give him? 40 tops, right? So factor that in, yeah? Yeah. So that's going to be cheap. And the transfer fee is not going to be much either. It is not going to be much. If we were to have a look at Transfermarkt, now, of course, Transfermarkt doesn't mean that that's what he's going to go for. Do you know what I mean? I will say this. And again, I'm only looking at certain sites, you know. But I just want to see what his actual valuation is according to Transfermarkt. So I'll share this with you now. So if we look at Transfermarkt, so they have his current market value at £22 million. Are you telling me you wouldn't? Let's say realistically we could get Che Adams in at 20 million and pay him 40 grand a week. It's a no-brainer for me. And this is a good point as well, Owen. And I think I don't know what their financial situation is, right? But Southampton are bottom of the league, right? They're bottom of the league, right? They're not doing well. They have changed their transfer policy in terms of bringing in young, up-and-coming players. They brought in the likes of Romeo Lavia, Bella Kotchap. I think the owners at Southampton are maybe changing the way they're doing business in terms of maybe looking to bring in a young player and move them on for higher price. I think it's going to cost them their Premier League status this year. Now, if Nathan Jones needs backing, and I'm sure they've assured him that in January they will back him, Che Adams could facilitate that for Southampton. Again, this is me just guessing. Yeah, I am just guessing. But that would facilitate Nathan Jones being able to go out and buy personnel to bring into Southampton. So I think it makes sense for me. Che Adams, as we know, can play off the right, can play off the left, but predominantly would fill the gaping hole in Leeds United's attack that is being left by Patrick Bamford. Those that are saying, let me just pick on this as well, right? Someone will say, are you for real about Che Adams? Then Jason mentions Lucas Moura. I would not want Lucas Moura anywhere near this Leeds side. Why do we need Lucas Moura? We do not need Lucas Moura. We need someone like Che Adams. But I can guarantee those that are saying, are you for real about Che Adams, will be gushing if we sign Lucas Moura. We need a profile of striker similar to Patrick Bamford that has done it in the Premier League. And Che Adams has done that. Okay? He has done that. Would you like Ollie Watkins, for example? Statistically, he's very comparable to someone like Ollie Watkins, to someone like Danny Welbeck, to Scamacca at West Ham, Raul Jimenez at Wolves. Now, none of these are massive goal scorers, but would Ollie Watkins, Danny Welbeck, Raul Jimenez, would these strikers improve Leeds United? 100%. Would they aid us in being able to mount attacks? 100%. Do you know what I mean? They would. They would help us massively. So, obviously, I'm going to show you some of Shea's numbers as well. And remember that Premier League goals are not easy to come by. People forget this fact. But basically, the way this works on FB Ref, what they'll do is they'll look at similar players. So if you look here, what they'll do is for each player with the scouting report, we provide a list of up to 10 players who display similarities in their statistical profile. The calculation sorry, I'll put my teeth in. So the calculation to determine similarities uses the statistics in the scouting report summary on each player's main page. The players who have the smallest differences in percentiles are considered the most similar. Yeah. So what they'll do is look at the statistical data of Che Adams, yeah, and compare it with others. Now, statistically, he is similar to Ollie Watkins, Sorloth, Welbeck, Scamacca, Diallo, Jonathan David, who a lot of Leeds fans would go mad for. Raul Jimenez even. I don't know if it's because it's Shea, but I think a lot of Leeds fans would agree that Ollie Watkins, Scamacca, Jonathan David, Raul Jimenez, even though Raul Jimenez does not score a lot of goals, he would improve Leeds United. Solanke, Mott News. Yeah, 100%. I'd love Solanke. I got told the other day he's not good. I think that's madness. Solanke would improve us. So if we have a look, just some of his numbers in the Premier League. So, of course, this doesn't set the tongues wagging, right? This is how many goals he's scored. I understand, right, that it doesn't set the tongues wagging. Now, he won't have been playing as the main man a lot of the time. Obviously, Danny Ings would have been there for a period of this. So you've got to remember that as well. Danny Ings was a killer at Southampton for that period of time. We'll have a look at Che Adams' average positions in a sec. But he's scoring goals. Now, a lot of people will say, well, they're crap numbers. But currently, we have a striker who's not getting any, right? He's not getting any. So you need to improve. You need to be realistic. Would you have someone who's not getting you any, or someone that can chip in with 7 goals? You know? Big up to Tom at Focus on Leeds. Thank you. Listen, if you need to know knowledge on players that are outside and across Europe, then speak to Tom. Tom at Focus on Leeds is an absolute goat when it comes to all that sort of stuff. I know he's learning the trade himself. I'm like, he's here and I'm way down here. And then you've got like John McKenzie way up here. But Tom, let me know your thoughts on Shea and whether or not you would be happy and can see it as being an adequate improvement of what we've got, right? Because I know a lot of fans will stick their nose up at it. Nketiah has been mentioned. Yeah, Nketiah is looking like one that got away now for me. Because obviously he was close to signing for Leeds in the summer, but decided to sign a new deal at Arsenal. Even Arsenal fans weren't sure, and then he smashed it in the last few. So I think he's doing really well, and I'm happy for him because the knives were out. Not even amongst opposing fans, but a lot of Arsenal fans as well had the knives out. So let's have a look anyway at average positions that Shea picks up, because I know this is the thing as well. Like a lot of Shea Adams' positions where he's maybe got lower end scale of the goals probably will have come from out wide or whatever, especially when Danny Ings was there. But I mean, look at this, right? You can't even really pin him down, and I think this is probably a positive and further aids to why he would be a good fix for Leeds United. If you have a look here, look at the season heat maps year on year. Let me just zoom out there a little bit. You can see, man, the guy's everywhere. And I think that also helps Leeds United. You can see there he's played off the left predominantly in 2021, but also on the right, sometimes in the centre, you know what I mean? But that shows you just how important he can be in them forward areas. And that's what Leeds United need, because currently we've got a striker that's not doing any of it because he's broken. So for me, Lewis, I remember mentioning Tammy Abraham seasons ago and people saying, well, nah, we need better. But this is what I'm saying. We have to be realistic. What is realistic? Well, Tom says this, Shea Adams wouldn't be exciting, and I hear that and I understand it, but most definitely a functional signing. Would definitely be happy if we signed him at the right price. And look, 20 million, 40 grand a week. Well, he's currently on 30. Could that rise up to, could we be saying, look, we'll pay you 40 grand a week? Will Southampton be willing to sell? That's the main sticking point, isn't it? Because they're basement dwellers at the minute. They've brought Nathan Jones in. I don't know what Southampton's financial might is like currently, but they spent a lot on young players. So is the issues there? Is the reason why they've suddenly said, right, we're going to buy all these young players? And it's basically hampered them. It has hampered them because, Romeo Lavia has been injured. Bella Kotchap looks amazing and they'll get money off these signings, but they might not even be in the division. And maybe that's why they've gone for a younger up-and-coming manager, if you like, in Nathan Jones, as opposed to someone like Ralph. But, so maybe they need money. And like we did when we got rid of Dan James, maybe getting money for someone like Shea helps facilitate that. Now, again, there's no big links to Shea at the minute, but Graeme Smith mentioned it, and I'd still advocate it. I mentioned it in the summer, if you remember, and people would laugh, but he went on to score a few goals in the early parts. 2-0 Villa, eh? There you go. We've got to go there in 2 games' time as well, and we've got to go to Villa Park. That's going to be tough. That is going to be really tough, because I didn't think we'd get out at Newcastle. I think we'll struggle against West Ham. Then we've got to go to Villa, and then we've got Brentford. It's tough. I still fancy Spurs to somehow get back in that. How many minutes are left? 15 minutes. You know what Spurs are like, man. I had over 2.5, so I need a goal in that. So let me know. So Douglas Luiz and Emi Buendia have scored, have you, in the second half? That's unlike, innit? Because it's normally Spurs that do better in the second half. Is Conte actually even doing a good job there? Is he? I don't know. I know he's not been backed, and I know he wants more players, and you can see with that Jed Spence deal where he's just gone, oh yeah, bring him in, but I'm not playing him. But it's not a coincidence that you can't tell me like a manager goes out and says, right, feel yourself out in this first half, go behind, and then we'll come back the second. Like, that's not how it's supposed to go. So something's not working out there, is it? So yeah, look, I'm advocating the signing of Che Adams. Again, there's no big, news with that. It's just I've seen it in the Graeme Smith article as well, and I do think it's something worth looking at. Now, what I do want to do now, look, I think Leeds United will be done at 2, unless an opportunity presents itself. Let's not forget, like, CDK, and this is what I want to get over on the CDK thing, and I tried to mention it at the time, and Gaz mentioned it the other day, and just to bring home that point, really, that CDK, and people say, well, we had money for CDK, so where's that gone? CDK would have been bought purely as an investment because of his chance or his potential, and the potential for Leeds United to recuperate a bigger fee further down the line. Yeah. Is it Guy? How do I pronounce his name? Is it Guy Rakis? I know that's been mentioned a lot. I don't know much about him, if I'm being totally honest. Apparently smashing it at Coventry, as I say. But we've not seen any credible links. But this is the thing as well. Like Leeds United, when you're going for strikers from the Championship, best believe they're being watched from everyone and will probably cost a decent fee, especially when you're signing from English to English club, maybe. But then again, I don't know. CDK was a smoke screen, says Cockney. I don't think it was, bro. I think if Leeds United could have got the deal and had a free run at him, they would have got it done. Don't believe in all this smoke screen stuff. I do believe Raj chats beans and, people fill up the propaganda. It was just purely a deal that they went so long on because they knew that if they could get him, they'll return on their investment. But there you go. Anyway. Team of depth desperately needed. Look, in an ideal scenario for me, we'd get another centre midfielder, we'd get a left back, we'd get a striker. Maybe that'd be it. Obviously, we do need more, but from my perspective, I think we'll get a left back and maybe flirt with the idea of getting a striker in, someone similarly to Patrick Bamford. We have to, because gone are them. Even gone is the. Gone, even Angus Kinnear, who wrote them programme notes, who said that we had international strikers and the best up-and-coming player in the Premier League, knows he can't even peddle that shit anymore. He knows that. Because still, Bamford's out. Still, Rodrigo is not an international number 9. And Joffrey's just not about the hype anymore. I don't know what's happened to him. I feel a bit sorry for him, and I don't think he's aided by the system or Jesse. I still don't like the football we play. You know what I mean? That's never going to change. Jesse Marsh is always one poor result away from me going, get the fuck out. I'm sorry. I don't like it. Even yesterday, like if we don't get a point, you're fuming. I don't know. It's just really bad. We had no attacking output at all. And we're unable to even get that because we don't have a striker that can hold it up. Do you know what I mean? So that's something to consider. Joffrey needs more than last 10 minutes. He came on against City, though. He had more than that. He started in the friendlies, Leeds Sayer, and I don't think he did anything in the friendlies. And I know they're just friendlies, but it is what it is. Geordie says, main thing is to sell. If we can, Bamford, Rodrigo, Firpo, Click and Lorente. That's not going to happen, though. You have to be realistic. No one. This is what I'm saying. We're going to move on to another article that was done by the YEP, and we'll have a chat about this now. We'll move on to selling. We'll have a little chat about that. So, none of these players will go, and we've just signed Yeah, man. I think it's a bit wild because I believe the reasons for Leeds United getting Llorente on a new deal was because they believed he was going to go to the World Cup and therefore he might have had bidders for him. He didn't go to the World Cup. At that point, just pull out. Just say, we're now not going to offer you a deal. Do you know what I mean? It's mad. And then they've got this like mad notion that centre-back prices are going to rise. Where have they got that from? A fucking crystal ball? I don't understand that. Or we think centre-back prices are going to go up, so we're going to tie him up. How, why, and who, and what, and where? I don't know. James says, can we just release Bamford? Why? Why would you want to release him, bro? Why? Because that it just doesn't make sense, because you'd have to pay him. You'd have to pay his contract up. Yeah, Lee, yeah. Maximiliano Wober is in the door. We spoke about that earlier on. For sure. We did do that. Right, let's have a look then at potential outgoings. So let's have a look at the article and we'll have a look at it. So 10 players who could leave Leeds United in January, including a £13 million transfer. So the first one is Cody Drama. So long-term future is up in the air, and the likes of Newcastle, Palace, West Ham, Middlesbrough, and Norwich have all been mentioned as potential suitors. We know as well on the Cody Drama thing, it looks now, this article was done a while back, actually. I've been sitting on it 16th of December, so a good while away now. But Cody Drama, I think Watford and Burnley are the clubs looking at him. I think a move to Burnley would do him good in terms of working under what looks like to be a good manager now in Vincent Kompany. He's got them playing some nice stuff, and I think they're going to get promoted at the first time of asking. Cody Drama, that would be a decent acquisition. Maybe it's a loan with a view to a perm. Maybe that's potential for Leeds United, that if Burnley do come up, they can recuperate cash for him. But people saying keep Drama, Ayling can go instead. It's not going to happen, is it? That for whatever reason, Jesse likes Cody. I think Marcelo Bielsa obviously thought a future for him, but for whatever reason, he doesn't get in the side week in, week out. I don't know why that is. I mean, gone are these days. When he was linked to Dortmund and that, I was like, surely this is pure paper talk, but maybe it's not. But yeah, I'm not convinced by him, but I've not seen an awful lot of the under-23s, so I can't really, under-21s now. Can't really comment. You know my thoughts. I said Somerville was Jan Paveda 2.0, and now look at him. So, but yeah, look. Yeah, Mick says like he went to Cardiff, best player, came back to Leeds and haven't really done it. But when I've seen him in the first team, I've not been impressed. I'll never forget his debut against Martinelli, where he got absolutely murdered and got subbed off. But I think Cody Drama does leave if it's on loan or a permanent. And what you've got to think of as well, so for those that are saying about Luke Ayling and Cody Drama, like Cody Drama would command a fee. Luke Ayling does not, because you'll get next to nothing for Luke. So I think if anyone's going to leave in that right back position, it will be Cody. And I can understand why you would want to go as well. Matthias Klick's another. He's understood to be on the radar of MLS club DC United, who are managed by Wayne Rooney. Maybe Wayne Rooney likes the look of him after playing against him for Derby County, if you remember. So I don't know where that link's come from, but look, Matthias Klick, I'd like to keep around the place. I think Jesse would like him to stay around the place. I think most people would, right? Because the facts are as well, Matthias Klick again is not going to command a good fee. So you are moving Klick on, and then you would have to then replace him. You would have to replace him. We don't have the facilities to improve the squad without actually losing players and then having to improve them. At least with Cody Drama, if he goes, you've still got 2 right backs. Do you know what I mean? You've still got 2 right backs. So, yeah, listen, I watch a lot of content, and I seen Matthias Klick was getting the blame yesterday for the one attack we had in the Newcastle half yesterday. But he wasn't at fault for that. Rodrigo should have released that ball far sooner. Far sooner. I don't think Click was at fault at all. I don't agree that he's not Premier League quality either. But again, it's all about opinions, isn't it? Remember, if you move Click on, you have to replace him. We don't have anyone in the under-21s, under-23s that could replace him. He's got experience at international and in the Premier League, knows Leeds United, etc., and all them cliches. But if he was to move, and listen, if he wants to move, let him go, because he's gave us so much. See all this talk of JB as well. Why ain't JB starting over Forshaw? Why ain't JB? Come on, man. There's a reason why you have to. As I say, I do read Twitter, I watch content, I listen to content. People would rather see Darko JB. This is against Newcastle away, right? Darko JB over Forshaw, probably Hjelde at left back and Strauch at centre back over your captain Cooper. Like, what? He was great versus City. I mean, it's from there. How many minutes did he play? You'd be happy then to say, do you know what? Come out of the side, Click. Come out of this, and we're going to play Darko JB. I don't agree. I'm sorry, I don't. And we have to. People say me, I don't give. Forshaw was awful when, Oliver? Against City, because he wasn't. That's agenda. He was better than Rocker. I just don't see how people just want to like throw. Yeah, I'm not. Listen, we've moved on. We'll move on to Forshaw. I'm not saying he's not. And I agree. Leeds United shouldn't be having to start him. But against City, he was very good. Hence why Mark Rocker was dropped and Forshaw played the first half. And I believe that was to stem any sort of attacks. And then in the second half, Mark Rocker was brought on, because I said this pre-match that I'm a bit worried with Adams and Forshaw sitting in there that will have no progression. Yeah? Have no progression. When Mark Rocker came on, I thought that's where we'd see a change. But there wasn't. I agree we have to phase out the old guard. I agree. I'm not in disagreement with you. I am not in disagreement with you. But those that are saying get rid of Click, or just play JB, I think it's a little bit short-sighted. Otherwise, the manager would be doing it. Otherwise, Bielsa would have done it. And all these people that I say, oh, Bielsa done, Jesse's picking the same people. Don't forget that. Free Falling says sell Cooper, Forshaw, Harrison, and Christensen. He's just come in. Give him time, bro. You're telling me. You say you got an agenda and give Jesse time. You want to get rid of a player that hasn't even been here 6 months. That's madness, bro. Forshaw and Click should be replaced by new players. Should be, but they can't. Do you know what I mean? Yes, Matt. Matt's on the money. This is what I'm saying. You have to remember. Well, he might have started against them in the cup, but his Premier League debut, bro, he got murdered and got hooked at half-time. So maybe check that. But okay, you can fact check me. But his Premier League debut, mate, he got murdered. I'll never forget it, because I was like, wow. Anyway, let's move back to the article, because we'll disagree. I'm not sure he played in that cup game, though, unless that was the season before. I don't know. Maybe you're right. So Adam Forshaw was mentioned in this article on the 16th. Obviously, that's changed, because it says here the midfielder is no longer guaranteed first-team minutes. I can't remember the last time he had first-team minutes, but he's now getting first-team minutes. So I don't see Adam Forshaw going. I never thought he would anyway. I don't know. Okay, so let's move on. Jack Harrison. Jack Harrison is one. He was heavily linked with Newcastle over the summer, and it'll be interesting to see if they rekindle their interest in him this winter. That's another key point, right? We need to think about Jack Harrison. Could you facilitate him? If Leeds United needed to bring people in is, just bear me 1 second, because actually on that article, that the Q&A, I'm going to find it 1 sec. I've lost the Q&A article now. Graeme Smith was asked it. Just let me find that Q&A article. Let's go back to it. Sorry about this, folks. I'm just trying to find that article. Oh, it's going to be full of Newcastle stuff because of yesterday's game. I'm scrolling. Just 1 sec. I'm going to find it. I'll find it. Here we go. That's it. Right, okay. He was asked... No. Don't put words in my mouth. Don't do my speaking for me. Right? I did not say that. I did not judge him on that. I was saying I never forget that. Cody's also played minutes since then and has also been shite, in my opinion. And I don't understand the clamour for him. But football's about opinions. Admittedly, right? Admittedly, in that game, we had a lot of problems. But him specifically was brutal. He was brutal. But I'm not judging him solely on that. So please do not do my speaking for me, Scott. Yeah? You come for my opinion, I'm giving you it. But don't put words in my mouth. Okay? Cool. Right. So let me go back to that Q&A. And I've said as well, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I was wrong on Somerville because guess what? Whenever Somerville came in, he did nothing. And I was like, this kid's just like Pervada. But I was wrong. And I'll admit I was wrong. And if Cody proves me wrong, I will say it again. Yeah, I agree as well, Jody. Joe, I agree as well, but it is what it is. People are entitled to opinions, and that is fine. But do not tell me what's going on in here or what's coming out of my mouth. Because if you ask me, I'll tell you. You know what I mean? Right, let me just find this Jack Harrison stuff. Just paid 2 minutes. It's a lot of mad questions, as you'd imagine, about sprouts and Christmas dinner and all that sort of stuff. I'm looking for the specific question. Sorry about this. Just bear with us 1 minute. Right, okay, this is it. So I'll share this with you. Right, 1 sec. I'm not inviting you there. 1 moment. So this is the article, the Q&A. So he was asked here by Bielsa Bucket, what is going on with Harrison? No new contract, but we're handing them to Llorente. Is he off in January? And this is the key point, right? I spoke to this about Newcastle fans as well. So he said the man himself told us out in Spain that he expected his agent to fly in for talks with Victor Orta next month. So something's going to happen with Jack Harrison this month, right? Either way, yeah? He's either going to stay or he's going to be sold because his agent's coming to do business in January. I find it quite interesting that it's in January. But Harrison did say he very much wanted something to be sorted out. Stated again his love for the club and all of that good stuff. And Graeme says it would therefore be a surprise if he was off in January. And while Willian Gnonto and Somerville's emergence as genuine Premier League attackers has been a bonus for March, his options aren't so fruitful that he could afford to lose Harrison, unless, of course, the money was instantly reinvested. If Graeme was a betting man, he said, my money is on a new contract. So there you go. Frank Fankerson, shut up. Look at this. Joe's always had an anti-drama, anti-Jesse agenda. Like, what the fuck? And it's obvious. He just hates them. Happy New Year, man. Love the game day streams. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. I don't hate them. I don't know where the anti-drama agendas come from. Jesse agenda. It's not even like, listen, I'll be real with you now, right? Even the most hardened Jesse supporters. I mean, I don't know why, but even if you are, look at the games, man. Look at the last 2 games. Oh my God. Have you seen the attacking threat? And people say, oh, no. Someone said to me yesterday, this is funny actually. Someone started to come for my opinion on the game on Twitter. So then I asked him a question and he said, I didn't even watch the game. So I was like, why are you even commenting then? Don't comment on the game and you haven't even fucking watched it. Come on now. That's mad, isn't it? Let's be real here. Like, we have 0 attacking threat. None. Zilch. Nada. Brutal. That second half was brutal. And that there is not sustainable. So, yes, it was a well hard fought point. Yes, we're happy. Had we lost the game, I'd have been fuming. But it's amazing what a point can do for you, especially in the context of where we are in the division. But we have 0 attacking threat. This is what I'm saying, right? It's mental gymnastics. They're given a plan. There is no pass. Dan, there is no pass. I wish I could bring up stills. There's no pass to make. We literally hoof the ball forward and we've got Rodrigo up top who can't hold it all. Honestly, it's mental gymnastics to say it's not on the manager. It's always on the players, never the manager. He gives them the plan. Like, even in that first half when we had some resemblance of attack, it's just too narrow. You can't play like this in the Premier League, I don't think. And it's not sustainable. So, yes, we get a point. But on another day, Newcastle spank us 4-1 or something. True. Facts. City, I mean, let's be real. I know if we get to half time, maybe it's a different game. But they could have spanked us 6-7. And do you know what? That there is mad, isn't it? Especially when you say, yeah, so this is, again, Oliver said there, that's why we need to, No. Our attack was terrible because we're playing 2 of the best teams in the league. No. So just because of the state of the opposition, the attackers now can't attack? No, that's not true. That's not true, is it? Because you can still put players in the right positions, but we have no outball. Yeah, it was a good point, though. I hear it. I don't know if that's like quotation marks, like, but it was, which in the context of where they are, yeah, you accept the point, but is it sustainable? No, it's not. It's not. Napa, I said it yesterday. I said this yesterday. We are Burnley FC. We have the American Sean Dyche. We have the American Dyche. They told us it was a succession plan. We've got the American Sean Dyche who can speak well. Nah. There's always an outball, but no, there wasn't. No, see again. All right, then it was all the players' fault. All the players' fault. Bloody hell. We always come back to this, but we're terrible. And it is not sustainable, people. Over the course of the season, you will lose and concede a lot. You know what I mean? Lose and concede a lot. People think West Ham's going to be easy because they're doing poor. It's not. It's not. I think we'll struggle to beat them, but listen, we move, right? We move. We move and groove, right? We move and groove. What is your problem? Are you blind? What with? What's my problem with what? What's my problem? I'm all for, right? I'm all for new people and that. But some of the comments I got in my video are wild. In the comments, some person telling me, "Oh, you're the worst fan base ever," and all this. Like, just come over, obviously. Because they, like American, nothing against that, but I just thought, you can't. Why are you speaking on it? I've supported this team all my life. Don't tell me I'm a bad fan because I don't like this, this, and this. Do you know what I mean? Yes, but what do you mean? What's my problem? Am I blind? Elaborate on that. J. Smith says, "Can people not understand you can get a great point, but have a..." Yes, yeah. I can. But what I'm saying is it's not sustainable. It was exactly the same against City. City could have got more. Newcastle, it's a good job the chances fell to Sean Langstaff, Fabian Schär, and Dan Burn. Because if it fell to anyone else, we'd have conceded. Do you know what I mean? So yes, you can have a dire performance, and yes, it's a great point, but is it sustainable? Are you seeing the future and thinking, yeah, we can play this? During the last two games, the opposition have created 14 big chances. How many did we create? 0. So again, yeah, like David said there, it's not even a case of defending well. We rid our luck. That's what it's coming down to. We're riding our luck. Do you know what I mean? Everyone has their opinion on Joe, just looks at it differently than other people. For example, we will win some, but our players, what we have, aren't sustainable for every match. I don't know what that means, bro. Loving Joe going here with the shoddy comments. Terry, I said, and I've started to do it on social media, I'm sick of pandering. I'm sick of not wanting to upset people. I've always give you my truth, but it's like some people really come with some minging shit, and I just think, nah, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not doing it anymore. So it's what it is. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch. Do you know what I mean? That's simply my thought process. I mean, people are saying, "Oh, I'm blind" or whatever. Like what? Like I don't understand. This is true, isn't it? Yeah. But why would... Okay, Pellet, no, you're great too. It's never personal, right? What I will say to you, though, we've just bought Adams and Rocker. So do you want to improve on that already? You have to be realistic. I had people telling me yesterday, just one sec. And people telling me yesterday that Adams can pass the ball really well, and I don't think he can, progression-wise. I don't think he can. Scott says, you create your own luck by never giving in. 7 points in 5 games against the top 6. It can't all be luck. Okay, I hear you. What about the rest of the teams? Because we were told, remember, you can't have two things, right? Because we were taught by our owner of our football club when we were beat by City, these are not the games that will define your season, right? So if we take that rhetoric that's been peddled, right, them 7 points in 5 games against the top 6 sides are not going to define our season, which is, there's elements of truth to that. Which are the games that will define our season? Against teams that are down and in and around us. What's our points return against them, Scott? Let me know in the comments, okay? Let me know. Yeah, Craig, we do. And I think that gives us the out ball that we need. You know? That gives them the out ball to Leeds. I believe Wober, although not officially from the club line, but Wober is Leeds United now, yeah. Wober is Leeds. It is done. Signed, sealed, delivered. Let's have a look at this then. Just want to check a quick. Yes, Jammy, I love that. That's a good way of saying it, isn't it? Right, okay. So let's just have a look at this as well. So this is come. Yeah, Steve, I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. I am trying. So this is on Leeds Live. Now, let me just say I love Baron Cross and that, but Leeds Live, just text news from everywhere else. But basically, this is according to The Guardian. Leeds are reportedly set on going after Southampton and Scotland striker Shea Adams in the window, as it is believed money is tight at Ellen Road. Remember that? Money skint? No, apparently we're not. Thanks, Kevin. So that's according to The Guardian. So, yeah, they believe Adams is a potential option for the Whites as they look to bolster the attack. Marsh has had to rely on youth to find goals elsewhere, meaning a swoop for Adams could be necessary if Bamford continues to be plagued by issues, which he is, right? He is. So yeah, I think it would make sense to me personally, and like Craig says, as we did right at the start of the video, I'd take him in a heartbeat. Right, let's go back to this then. So we spoke about Jack Harrison. I think Jack Harrison stays. I'm cool with that. Stuart McKinstry, Meslier. Ilya Meslier, Leeds #1 linked with Manchester United and Tottenham. That, I'm sorry to say, I think this move happens, but not now, right? So Ilya Meslier has been linked to Manchester United and Tottenham, right? I spoke to a Newcastle fan the other day. Newcastle were like, yo, yeah, we could have him as our #2 and that. And I'm like, come on now. I know you've got loads of money, but let's not be silly. Let's not say Ilya Meslier is going to be understudy to Nick Pope. Yeah, but he will go to be a #1. And the one thing that I worry about is the fact that Man United and Tottenham need a goalkeeper soon. David De Gea and Hugo Lloris will be leaving at some point. I think it makes sense for him to go to Spurs. I think Hugo would have a big say in that. He moves to London, etc. Now, obviously, not for 1 second advocating him going to Manchester United. I don't want that to happen. But he will leave eventually. They'll need a keeper. You'll be able to command a big fee. How old is he? 22? Is unreal, is Ilya Meslier. Keepers don't reach the peak now till they're about in late 35s. Do you know what I mean? He's got so much ahead of him. What a buy by Victor Orta at £5 million, by the way. Let's not forget that £5 million. Kepa at Chelsea. Kepa Azarezabalaga. Yeah. He went for 70 million. Trust and believe. I want somewhere close to that. So his time will come, but not yet. And Chris says, I don't want Klaassen as #1. I don't want Robles either. Yeah, no, Liam, it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen soon, but it will eventually, I think. Pele, we stop talking about the midfielders. Like, what do you want? What do you want, Pele? Like, we're not going to buy more midfielders. Like, we've just bought Adams and Rocker. What do you want? Goals from midfield? I don't know. We need goals from anywhere, really, yeah. But you come on. Junior Firpo's been mentioned here. I think we would all sell him in a heartbeat. I just don't see anyone coming in for Junior. Do you? I just don't see it. Let's have a look. I'm going to put Junior Firpo and see what news comes up. Any at all. Let's have a look. Junior Firpo. News. Nah, it's all about him missing and about him posting a tribute to once teammate Lionel Messi. Yeah, nah. Don't think he'll go anywhere, really. Who can forget? Who can forget that? He played Blackpool. Leo Hjelde. Again, he's been getting a bit of game time, only in friendlies, but I don't think he goes anywhere. Luke Aylin's contract ends this season. I don't think they extend it. And that's where drama may step up. So we'll have to wait and see, won't we? We'll have to wait and see on that. So Aston Villa finished 2-0 today. I had over 2.5. It's a bit rubbish. There you go. What does that do for Spurs? 5th. Not going to get top 4, are they? If Newcastle continue. Still got Liverpool and Chelsea hounding them down. Big. Yeah, so listen. Maximiliano Wober, check. Striker, maybes. Shea Adams, I'd take in a heartbeat. I know it will upset a lot of people, but for me, I'd have him every single day of the week. If there's someone else out there that's getting more goals, fair enough. I'll be all over that. But I think Leeds United, we're skint, aren't we? So how do we facilitate these deals? Wober looks like it's been done very, very favourably to Leeds in terms of how that will be paid. I know everyone keeps telling us, oh, yeah, that's how they always do it. But from reading between the lines, it looks like that deal is going to be structured so Leeds United won't have to pay a lot and it'll be over so many months, years, whatever it is. So he's going to come in. I think that will be announced this week, probably. We then obviously just wait on the striker. The Guardian think Leeds will go for Shea Adams. I think Southampton might need to sell. I don't know what their financial situation is like, but like I say, the bottom of the league currently. I'm just going to put Southampton transfer, see what Sky have us linked to Ardon Jasiri. Where's I seen that the other day. Are you sure we are getting Wober? Yes, that's done, bro. That's done. Trust. That's done. Southampton are rich? I'm not sure, are they? Let's have a look. This was a day ago. So Southampton Lorient striker Terry Moffi for their Prem survival bid after missing out on Gakpo and Ramos. Maybe they do have cash. Maybe they just want shot of share. I don't know. Maybe it's okay. Owner's minted, right? Okay. Maybe it's just the way that they're looking to adapt their transfer policy. Jamie, you know what? I see this all the time, right? Who's better than Leeds? You have to be realistic. We have to be realistic. I think he is. Why? Tell me why you want Ben Brereton Diaz over Shea. Shea's better and has got Premier League experience. There's a reason Ben Brereton Diaz is still in the Championship. If he was called Ben Brereton, you wouldn't be saying it. I'm telling you that now. Diaz at Blackburn is not the answer. He's not. Scouts have been to watch him many times from many football clubs and have all said, yeah, not quite sure. There's a reason he's still at Blackburn. We'll see, though, innit? We'll see. I'd take Shea Adams. He's done it in the Premier League. Would massively add something to our game. Would give us the potential No, man, no. Right, okay. No. What? So people say we need better and then want us to take a gamble. Take a gamble. Unfortunately, we don't have the money to take gambles. Lewis, this would be amazing, wouldn't it? That would be amazing. Yeah, this is the thing. Yeah, exactly, bro. 5 to 10. 5 to 10. At the minute, we have a striker that doesn't get any. And no, we need someone who is proven. If we don't get anyone, this is what will be peddled from the football club. But we need someone who is proven, and I think Shea gives us that personally. And I know you'll disagree, but well, a lot will. But we'll see in it. We'll see. Listen, we've done an hour and 15 minutes, a lot longer than I expected. I'm going to aim to do as many lives during January as I can. Michael says, Briel and Bolo, it's happening, Joe. I would love that, mate. I would love that, but I'm not too sure, but we'll see in it. I'll do a number of lives throughout the next month. Please make sure you join me for them. It'd be great if you could. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Get your comments in, hit that notification bell and all that jazz. And I want to thank you all for your support through 2022. And please stick with me through 2023. Happy New Year to you, Free Falling. I know we have our disputes, but still love you, bro, as is always the case. Harry Kane's blanked for the first time in 8 matches on my fantasy. I'm fuming with him. Fuming. But listen, before you do leave, smash a like. I'm going to go eat some food, watch a film, and fall asleep. That's going to be my plan because I'm knackered. Thanks for all your work. Thank you, Fabrications. Enjoy the rest of your evening, folks, and day and afternoon. And I'll see you probably tomorrow at some point. Peace out, Leeds. Alhamdulillah. Hallelujah. Amen, man.